Hello, I thought I would go ahead and look at one of my favorite decks that was reissued in the 10. So it's the Barbara Walker Tarot, and I think it is, it's definitely one of my favorite decks, but you can get the new one for about $14 in the 10. One of the biggest complaints about the 10 editions from US Games is they're kind of smaller, but the Barbara Walker Tarot was small anyway, so I was curious as to what the differences were. This is the original one that came out. I was able to get the original somehow, some way, and open it up. I believe I've shuffled the mess out of this one. Yeah, I have. So this one came with a pretty decent 48-page booklet. This one, Barbara Walker Tarot, based on The Secrets of the Tarot by Barbara Walker, and then a little bio about Barbara Walker. So the 10, this is I love the magician image. One thing is these 10s, they bend very easy. You can get dinged on them pretty easily. So here's the booklets. So they've updated the booklets a little bit smaller. And they changed the font, but it looks like it's pretty much the same thing. Yeah. So the font looks different, they've just updated it. So here's the 10. So they have the chariot on the back. Barbara Walker Tarot. And here we get two cards. We get Barbara Walker Tarot, and then so here's to compare them. Let's see if they're the same size. The 10 tarot is actually, what is that, 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters shorter, but the width is exactly the same. And you can see the difference there. And so I can't mix up the cards because there's definitely a difference. So let's pick a card to find. Let's do the Magician. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, here it is. Okay. So we have the original, and we have the redone. In the redone version, the image is actually a little bit bigger. It's wider and more magnified, which is nice because my other thing is the language down there, all the different languages, it's gone. If you look at the quality of the cards, you can see there is some, here the background is green, here it's almost like it's dotted. It's pretty much the same. The tree looks clearer in the old one. Let's try another card. Oh, the Fool. Which is right here. So here we have the Fool, and then the 10 one, her initials BGW have been cropped out a bit. I think the colors seem to be brighter in the original one than the new one. Let's try one of the... It's a good cup to use. Let's do the Fate card. 3 of Wands. Might take me a while to find it. Let's see. Original and the reprint. So here you can see the difference. So the reprint, the background looks, you can definitely see a difference. It's solid here, but it's not as solid over here. I think the colors are brighter in the old deck. Notice the red dress, sort of orangey there. So there is a difference. So the image may be a little bit bigger in the new version, but the old version is, well, it looks like the images have been stretched a little bit to make them a little bit bigger, and it has not done anything for the actual Barbara Walker Tarot. Which is weird because this is a magnified image of the magician, and the background is not sort of that pixelated square. These are not as shuffled as I thought they were, so I'm going to shuffle these really quick. Just do a light shuffling. It's sad that the deck isn't, it's only this one edition, the 10 edition, which people have really, I mean, they're great, they're convenient, but they are smaller. They fit in that 10. And some of them, the only way you can get the deck is in the 10. I still don't think these are shuffled enough. Let's try this. This is sort of an easy way to shuffle if you're worried about messing your cards up. I'll just do that. Mix them all up. See how they go. Some people swear that unconsciously you are manipulating the cards without knowing it when you shuffle them. Okay, let's see. So one of the easiest ways to see how the deck is going to work for you is asking the deck itself, tell me about you, deck. What's your personality? So let's do just a simple, let's do 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Well, fairly mixed up, so let's look at them. So here we have Salvation, 10 of Cups, positive, Kali, Queen of Swords, sort of vengeful, god of destruction, who is eating the entrails out of a person. And then Success, 4 of Wands. Here we have a Canopy, and the woman is... you can see the feminist feel of this deck. Here we have a woman leading a man who's kneeling. here we have a woman who's eating a man, a woman god who's eating a man, and here we have a woman who a man is kneeling before her. You get the feeling, this feminine feel of the deck. And even the back of the card is, the symbol of, the feminine, the vessel, the vagina. And then the red background, and the roundness, round moon, prehistoric peoples thought that the women controlled moons. Women got together in groups. Their menstruation cycles would sink, and so they felt they had power over the moon, which scared a lot of the men when they started menstruating and the moon was full or empty. It was a new moon. So this tells me, just looking at these cards, if I wanted to use this deck, how would this deck work for me? What is this deck telling me? It's telling me it's a success, salvation, sort of destruction, and success with these cards. But these are two really good cards. And then we have the middle one, which is really another powerful card. But we have cups, swords, and wands, which is pretty balanced. But I think that this means, if I could take this card, it means that this deck will maybe reveal stuff you don't want to deal with. It will bring it to the surface for you to attack, for you to digest. This card means maybe some of the answers that you seek are going to lead you in the right direction as opposed to backwards. And anytime you use the tarot, especially for self-reflection, whatever, it's really nice to get those answers. And then success. The answers and the things presented will be correct and will lead you to a good path, like salvation. So it sort of works together. It's not a bad reading. I like the digestion part, eating the entrails of people. I noticed something on this. This was published by US Games, but on the box it says, printed in Switzerland by A.G. Mueller, expressly for US Game Systems. So A.G. Mueller is its own entity, but this is copyright 1986. So this deck is actually from 1986. This is one of the first editions. I believe, based on the deck in the tin, it looks like the copyright it says 1986, which is what this deck is. It was renewed in 2008, and then 2017 is when this came out. So I don't know if it was published in 2008 as well, but you can usually tell by the different renewal dates. Can't see, it's kind of blurry. Right there. And sometimes the inside of the deck, just like a book, will tell you when it was. So 86, 2017. So it doesn't mention the renewal of 2008. So it looks like there's only been 2 editions by US Game Systems. That's how I'm speaking as a librarian. That's my thing. So if you're looking to, if you really like this deck, nothing beats the original. If you can't get it, there's the tin, which is making it available for everybody, which is great. Let's look at the size again. So here, the box and the tin are pretty much about the same, but the cards are smaller, the same width here, they're just shorter there, and they're basically the same size. So it's interesting to compare the two. So if you were wondering, now you know. Anyway, thanks for watching.